Hey everybody, how's it going? It's stream night. And I just realized I don't have any of my chat stuff up, so I should fix that. Boop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo. I'm just pulling up chat on my iPad here. What? Why does everything have to update when I need everything but updating? Why? YouTube. And then I go to my channel. I'm gonna get there, I swear. This has gotta be like the most exhilarating stream start I've ever had. There we go, pull that up. Come in. Open, darn you. Hey, it's a Quigley. Are you supposed to see my messages if you don't have chat open? Well, see, I do actually have it open on my desktop. I just don't have, like I usually keep, I have my iPad right here in the center between my two screens. That is not two screens for a single computer, for the record. That's just, it's two separate computers. Single monitor forever. But full life. But no, it's, the iPad is in the center, and I usually have my chat up on that. And that's why I've said I want to do a, like a React Native app that hooks up to the YouTube chat, because watching the YouTube chat on my iPad is a garbage. Like, it sucks so much. But how's everybody doing tonight? It's stream night. It's been like 3 weeks, because like so many reasons. Like, I had other events, then I had COVID, and then my family had COVID, and there's just so much stuff going on. So, and yet, like, nothing that I want to talk about. So tell me how y'all are doing. How's your week going? Hopefully well. Hopefully well. Timing this week is horrible for me. It's the same timing as every weekend. I don't know what to tell you. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, man. No, I appreciate you popping in, even if it's just for a minute. But, oh, it just released 2 minutes ago. I mean, you just have the stream on in the background. Yeah, woo to not COVID. Agreed. I am very happy to not be COVID-ridden anymore. It is very nice to be done with that. I still need to put honey in my tea, but I do have tea ready already. But also, the sushi just got... I don't know if y'all could hear that or not, but I hope not, because my honey bottle is very improper right now. There's lots of squishing sound. Oh, coworker wants to watch. Well, that's fair. Oh well. Yeah. Okay. Honey is in the tea. Honey is in the tea. Hydrate. Well, the tea's not ready. It's still very hot. But I have water as well. Always got to have the water. And then, additionally, the sushi, like I said, just got here a little bit ago. Fortune cookie before you have to leave? Yeah. We can totally do that. I have to get, I have to ditch all these old fortune cookies and get a new box soon, because they are not, they're not holding up well. Like, most of them are broken at this point. It's harder to find ones that aren't broken than it is to find ones that are. So, okay, here's the Foley. Fortune cookie cracking. All right. To exercise the body is to purify the soul. I think it's just telling me I need to get back to working out, which is fair. Oh man. All right, so we'll get that supposed to be working on new fortunes. That's true. That's on your plate, Q. You got to get on that. Get us hooked up. But I have. You got 30 gigs of download time, so new box should be custom ones. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Just get my chopsticks ready here. Ah, there we go. Pop them apart and get into my nigiri. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. We haven't gotten the sushi in, like, I think the last time, actually not even the last time I streamed, the time before that was the last time we got this. Of course, it all got jostled around on the trip here, which sucks. I'm really excited to eat in restaurants again one day. Because then jostling around on the drive here isn't a thing anymore. Ugh. Let's see. Is there a character limit on how long a singular fortune can be? Oh, that's a good question. Ian will have to help out with answering that question. Like, what if Truzzy needs a magnifying glass to read one? That feels like maybe it's a little overboard. I don't know. I'm going to end up using my phone instead of an actual magnifying glass to get in there like, is this? Oh, let's see. Make sure that we get in there close enough. Oh, boy. All right. First piece of sushi of the evening. I'm so ready. I'm so ready. I think that was fatty tuna. That was so good. Entertainment value? Yeah. No kidding. Yeah. So, nobody's told me what they're up to this week. What they've been up to. How their week's been going or whatever. I'm just sitting here chowing on my sushi. Man, what have I got going on this week? What's it been? I think the first day of the week was pretty close to shot because my wife was still feeling pretty ill, and so she's recovered now mostly. Still dealing with a fair amount of fatigue, but mostly better. So that's nice. I'm glad that she's feeling better. Kids are both feeling better. I don't even think I have my cough anymore. There's like a little bit of a cough that crops up every once in a while, but it's not super bad. But otherwise, this week I've been working. I've written a little bit of code on my game, Debug, which we're going to be working on tonight. I'm going to be doing some UI work on it. And then work. I've been working on a pretty neat SVG map component. And I've got it mostly working so it'll automatically add points and then generate an arc between them that sort of shoots over to show here's the request hit this server and then this server and then this server and that server, whatever. It's kind of like what was it? Speed test when they show you the route for your tests. It's been busy. My sister and mom are here to look at houses because my sister and her husband are moving here. Oh, unexpected guests. So they're moving there. That's not gonna ruin my chances of getting you to move back here, is it, Q? Yeah. What's got them moving to the left coast? Oh man. Let's see, what else is interesting this week? Let's see. Oh, here's one. I'll actually share. I'd get NDI running first. Make sure it'll work when I switch over. Yeah, okay, there we go. So, this is a neat thing. Oh, goodness. Neat thing that I found earlier today, actually. It's called Falso. It is, they're touting it 100%, straight up, right out of the gate. They're like, maybe it's not. I thought it said it on the README, but they're touting it as an alternative to Faker.js. If you're not familiar, Faker.js is one of the two libraries. It was Faker.js and Color.js run by Marak, M-A-R-A-K was his handle. And he had a bit of something went down with him, and he decided to basically sabotage the libraries, which caused a lot of issues for people. But Faker.js actually has its own full-on open source committee now, which is really neat. They have a whole group working on it rather than just one guy. And but Falso is actually a really cool alternative. For one thing, it's tree shakeable, which Faker.js has never been. So every method is rand something. You just import it directly. So there's no more like faker.internet.ip.address.butts and then parens or whatever. There's no like super long nested structure to use to get something out of it. Instead, you can just use methods directly. So I actually started using it today to generate random latitude and longitude and random city and state. And it works pretty well. It's super fast. It's really slick, honestly. I like it quite a bit. I'm a big fan. Yeah, and so there's, let's see, here we go. We'll go to the doc site. There is a lot of stuff that Faker.js did not have, like comic books. I can get a random superhero. Faker didn't have that. And it's like the full thing, too. Barbara Gordon, Batgirl from DC? How good is that? Like, how good is that? That's such an awesome result. So let's see, what else? Q said he got placed at University of Washington's ER medical residency. Oh, that's cool. That's like a whole big thing. Well, congratulations to him. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Him being her husband, right? Not like you misspelled, it was supposed to be she. But yeah, see, comic book, what else was there? Code. I can generate random code snippets, which is pretty slick. Like that's a whole thing. What else? Database, data type, date, drinks. Drinks is new. Random drinks. Like a Thai basil martini. There we go. Let's see. Entities, different types of entities. Well, we've got like address, books, credit cards, flight details. That's new. Post, product, post. Is that going to be like an article? Oh, it's like a whole full-on article. Heck yeah. Random to do. This is so good. Like, there's so much new stuff in here. Look at how long this is. There's get specific stuff, so you can get branches and hashes and stuff. Like, it's super good. It's super good. So I'm really excited. I'm going to be using this a lot more than Faker, I think, just because there's so much new stuff. And honestly, the API for it just feels better. Like, it feels more ergonomic, just pulling a single specific function for use. So big fan, really excited to dig in more with that. And also to dig in more to my sushi. Here we go. Oh, I love good sushi. And this isn't even like, this is honestly really low tier sushi right now because it had to travel. Like, if I'd been able to be in the restaurant, then I'd get it like nice and fresh. Ugh. I think the last time that we ordered delivery, I think we were the first or the second house to be delivered to. And I know that because of just how fresh the fish still tasted. It tasted very, very good. And I was a very big fan. Yeah, okay. So we talked about Falso. What else? I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm excited to dig into the game today. There's going to be a lot of fun there. We're going to fiddle around with some UI animation with Framer Motion. I've been using Framer Motion for a while, but for this game, I want to dig in and like really, really put it through its paces. And I've already done that a little bit. I've gotten like some stuff that's sort of complex, but I want to figure out like how best to handle like a lot of nested stuff that's going to change regularly. So that's a big part of what we're going to be messing with tonight, is figuring out how to make that work. Yeah. Hey, what's going on, Kiwi? How you doing, buddy? How's your week going? I asked everybody else, and I guess Quigley did respond. Never mind. I was going to say nobody responded to me, but that's not true. That would be a lie. I'm sorry, everyone. Get my jam on. I love this music. It's oh goodness. It's on Spotify, and I listen to it on the regular when I'm not streaming. But it's called Stream Beats. It's from Harris Heller, who's another YouTuber and streamer. He way to accidentally dismiss me. I'm sorry, Q. I'm sorry. I promise I'll make it up to you once you move back here. So oh my god, I completely forgot what I was saying. Got so distracted with that. What was I saying, y'all? Oh, Harris Heller. So he makes stream beats, and it's all fully produced, like really high quality stuff. But it's also royalty free. So what he wants is for you to pull it up on Spotify and play it, and he makes money just from people playing it. So the longer your streams are, the more he benefits from you listening to the music, right? Which is great. Because I don't have to pay anything for it. And it's on Spotify, so it's really easy to play. And excuse me, like I said, I listen to it on the regular outside of streams because the music is just so good. And there's like 20 some odd albums, I think, with tons of different tracks on each one. There's like Christmas albums and all sorts of stuff. But yeah, it's very good. Very, very good. Big fan. Kiwi says, my week is going fine, but as you saw, I am both relieved and disappointed about this week. Oh, that's right, because the house thing fell through. No floor light switches for you, right? That sucks, though. I really do. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that happened. I know how awful the feeling is to, like, think that you have a house, which is a big deal, right? But you have it, like, right, it's within your grasp, and then you still don't get it, and it's devastating sometimes. I get that. I've been there more than once. There's a house that my wife and I had looked at long before we looked at this one, and it had a home theater in the basement. I mean, it was very much like a guy's house, clearly. Like, it was a man cave kind of place. But I loved all of the man cave features, so I really wanted it. Specifically, I wanted the home theater. It's like stadium seating and stuff. It was so good. But yeah. Or like it's stadium recliner seating? Is that what it's called? But yeah, I had like the nice recliners all along with a little row up the middle, and the back row is just recliner all the way along. It's super cool. Also, I am moving to Alabama instead of Illinois, since we're having a hard time finding a home close to my mother's work. That's a heck of a shift. Why Alabama? What made y'all think about Alabama? There are many reasons for Alabama specifically. Is there like a bunch of family there or something, or some other reason got you headed that route? And are you heading there with the intent to stay with family or something, or is it like you're still going to be waiting until y'all have actually purchased a house down there and then move? Like, what's the plan? Just out of curiosity, don't feel obligated to regale us with that. Jobs for mom, and she has a really good friend. Got it. Yeah, it's totally valid. Oh, man. Oh, the sushi is so tasty. Y'all should all be jealous. Except for Quigley, because he's on the left coast. So he can get sushi that's way better than this at, like, any time of the day. Oh, boy. So, I guess I can't go ahead and pitch this. I wasn't entirely decided, oh, we'll rent for the first year, then look into buying a house. That's legit. That's legit. But yeah, I wasn't entirely decided. Obviously the title of the stream is that we're building a video game UI, but might go get sushi tonight. You know, you suck. It's not true. You don't suck. I love you. I'm glad you're here, but I'm very jealous. But no, like I said, clearly I made the title of the stream making a video game UI, but the other thing that I considered as a topic for the night was working on our Discord bot, Toaster, and trying to make some extra commands, like adding in some stuff so that we can actually submit the new fortunes through Discord. There's two reasons for that, or two ways that I want to do that. One, I want to be able to submit them without issue. I want to be able to just hit the button and it gets added and life goes on. But I also... all right. Later, Q. Tell Gohan I said hi! But yeah, I the other option was Discord stuff, and I wanted to add the ability to add a new fortune, but I also wanted to make it possible for like anybody to submit a fortune, so they could do it like in chat, or they could do it in DM or whatever. And yeah, I gathered that, Kiwi. You're good. But yeah, so they could submit a fortune, and then it would go, rather than going into the main fortune database, it would go into a separate like pending fortunes database, and then I could review all of the pending ones and like ditch any like duplicates or anything that is, you know, maybe not quite proper, like nasty things that people might submit. Not that I think that any of you would submit anything nasty. That never, not ever would I expect that of you folks. You fine, upstanding community members. I mean, I'm sure the first thing that would happen is Ian would try to submit the entire B-movie script as a fortune. Oh, man. That Ian. But yeah. Like, I'm definitely leaning towards the video game stuff, because I want to do some more work on that. And it's really close to being ready for, like, to being playable, which is really cool. I'm excited to make it available for people to actually dig into and play and stuff. That would be pretty funny. You mean Ian submitting the full B-movie script? Because he does it every time. It's he already tried to do it with the Magic 8 Ball command that I added. It's like you can, when you try to use Magic 8 Ball, you can put in a query, right? Well, you have to put in a query. And so when you do, that gets passed back. And so the first thing he did was like, okay, what if I take and pass it a query that goes all the way up to the Discord character limit? Yeah, sure, why not? Of course, it caused some stuff to break. It caused stuff to break more on Discord's end than on my end, so nothing that I was going to bother with, but he definitely found some flaws. That is a thing that Ian is very, very good at. No, I dropped my sushi. It's okay. I'm recovering it. We're fine. Can Apple's push notification service thingy be used in a similar way like they use it for in Universal Control? Can you elaborate on that, Kiwi? I'm not sure what you mean. Also, just a quick reminder for everybody that's hanging out and watching right now. If you haven't already, go down below and hit that like button. It really helps me out. And also, if you haven't, go hit the subscribe button. I know it doesn't seem like a huge deal, but like, one, it's free to you, and two, it actually provides me a lot of value as a creator. The more likes I get, the more the video gets shown to other people, the more people come hang out on the stream, the more fun it is for me and for everybody else. So, yeah, go hit that like button, because you're kind and wonderful, beautiful people, and I love you. Oh, man, I'm on my last piece of sushi. I keep calling it sushi because the restaurant calls it sushi. It's actually nigiri. Just throwing that out there. I do know the difference. That was very good. I am satisfied. My tummy is happy. My tongue is happy, more importantly. I like sushi. Just gonna take a second here and make sure there's nothing in my teeth. I think we're good. Okay, not in the implementation, just the idea. Like a connection between two or more devices. I think of it like sockets, but better and proprietary. So, can Apple's push notification service thingy? So what you're thinking is like you could send a push or like do something on one device that would trigger a push notification, and then that device would like know that it's coming, so it would ignore the push notification, but another device would not ignore it, capture it, and then do something in response. Is that the idea that you're sort of working off of? Because I feel like a proper peer-to-peer connection, or even like a peer to central server connection would be like way better than something very, very hacky like that. I mean, I could be wrong. It might be really worthwhile, but I don't know. Okay. So, I think it is time to write some code. Okay. I'm going to close some stuff over here. I think we're good. Okay, yeah. Let's switch on over. Get that laptop view up. I thought it was something like P2S, peer to server. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a few different ways to name it, because it's basically the norm, right? Like, peer to peer is not the norm. So the peer to server connection is just like a regular connection. Because you push data to a device, and then that device can do what it will with that data. Yeah. But okay. So let's scooch on over here. Y'all can see we've got the game up and running. I really want to get that second camera. I really want the two cameras so I can have one that's pointing like this way and one that's pointed this way, so that I can scoot over and I can press the button and it'll switch, but the camera will be dead on. I want that very bad. Anyways, sorry. I can feel that there's stuff in the back of my teeth. Okay, so let's restart this. We'll refresh real quick and you can kind of see, yeah, a little logo moves over there to the center. It's great. Also, it's selectable text. It's not an image. It feels so good right now. I just want to be really clear about how good it feels. Okay, so I can go continue. Actually, let's go even further. I'm gonna clear our local storage here. I'll just start fresh. All right, debug it loads, and there we go. Now we can create a new game, or we can go directly to the settings. Settings is something else that we could work on, but I'm probably not going to bother with it just yet. But if I go to new game, it just automatically creates a new game. Okay. Now if I go back to the main menu, I've got to continue, and I've got a load game added to the menu, so we can go to load game. And you'll see there's an untitled save. There's no way to change the title of the save yet, but this is sort of where we're at right now, and you can hit load, and then it'll take you to map select, so you've got your game loaded. Now there's more that I want to do. I want to add, like, what's the title of your current save, or whatever, over in the menu. Like, I want to indicate, okay, you've loaded a save, and this is the one that you've got right now. But, yeah, I think there's a bit more work to be done there. But now we can load a map, so loading any of them actually loads the same one. It's all the same one. This is something I need to update because the timer actually runs on its own loop, which I don't want. I want it to run on the same loop as the game. I also need to fix my FPS meter because it's reporting double the actual frame rate. So this should be 60 frames per second right now, not 120 frames per second. When I'm on just my laptop, it should be 120 frames per second, not 240 frames per second. That is too many frames. That's not the right number of frames. So I need to update that. And then we also want to I want to update the camera system so that we can like move the map around, and so I can click and drag, or I can like drag tiles from this right panel over here, things like that. Lots of stuff to be added yet, but none of that is what I actually want to work on tonight. What I want to work on tonight is, let's refresh and go from scratch. Okay, so the game starts, right? The panels just sort of show up. First, I would like the panels to fade in. That's easy. Next, I would like these buttons over here, because if you go to any... Why isn't there a continue? There should be a continue. Uh-oh. That's something I'll have to fix. That's a bug. But if I click on any of these, you'd see they all change, right? But the buttons are still in the same spot. So I want it to do a thing where the buttons that are currently here, when I click on one, I want all of them to like slide out to the left, and I want the new ones to slide in from the left. So that's what we're about to be working on. If I hit load game and hit load, and then go back to main menu, now I have continue. So that's the issue, is the recent save is not getting set when I do new game, which is interesting. That's something that I'll work on. But let's write some code. Let's write some code. That's what we're here for, y'all. We're here to write some code. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is try and get these panels to fade in. So, I think to do that, we're using Framer Motion. I already have Framer Motion installed. Just get a sip of some tea here. Oh, that's very good tea. Okay. So the way that I've got it set up is we have panel components, right? We have, let's back up. We're going to look at the scene first. So we're on the title scene right now. So in the title scene, I can actually zoom in a little bit too, because that's pretty small for y'all. Okay, on the title scene, we have lots of stuff. We have a whole bunch of things getting imported and destructured, and a bunch of hooks set up for callbacks and such. But down here, we have a scene that wraps everything, right? That's the first thing. And then we have panels layout, and then we have a panel. Inside of that panel is a button stack, and that's what actually wraps these buttons. And then inside of there, we have button components. So I think what we'll have to do is get... we need panels layout to become a Framer Motion layout. And then each panel needs to get a layout ID so that when it transitions between layouts, the panels will recognize that they're supposed to just stick around, and then they won't change. They won't like fade out or anything. And then I think that'll actually do it for what we want to do here. So let's just go into panels layout to begin with. Let's do a layout here. Now I'm not positive that this is actually going to work. but we're going to try it. So that doesn't work because I need to import motion from framer motion, and then, imports out of order. There we go. These divs need to become motion.divs. Okay. And this is marked as a layout. So that's the first step. And what this should do is when the contents of this change, which I'm actually not sure that this is work the more I think about it, or gonna work, but it's fine. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna try it. But when the contents of this element change, they should, if anything shares a layout ID, then it should just sort of crossfade to its new state, which in the case of our panels will, for the most part, be no different. So we've got layout on the panels layout, and now we need to update our panels so that they will take their ID and set it as layout ID. Layout ID. It's going to be ID, and that's going to be underlined in red because these also need to become motion.divs. And then once again, I need to import motion from framer motion. There we go. Pull that on down. And yeah, feels pretty good. Okay. Save this. And so my panels now need to get IDs. So this is going to be like, let's do left panel. Or panel left, maybe? I think panel left might be better. Sounds like somebody wants my attention on Discord. Will you be in the Friday morning hangout? I plan to. It's always hard to be sure, but I do intend to be there. Let's see, what do we got? Game stuff. Okay. So, let's see, panel left, and then we're gonna need to add an ID to other panels here. Here we go. This will be panel center. Okay, so now if I refresh, everything should just still work. Like nothing should have actually changed here. Yeah, nothing has changed. So now I want to update. I want to go to, let's see, panels layout. We have an ID there. I think I want to go to, we'll do the settings scene for now. So once again, let's import motion from framer motion. We'll come down here. I don't think I actually need that here. Never mind. I lied. We just need to give IDs to the panels. So that's panel left, and then panel center. Now, if I understand this correctly, what this means is that like the panel components just won't actually change. Like that's basically it. So I need to come back to panel, and we need to do an animation. I think it's just animate. Animate. And that'll be like opacity 1, I think. Is that right? CSS property. Yeah. Oh, right. This is an ESLint rule. It's fine. We're actually just going to leave it for now. And then I think I need to also set an initial state of 0. And so that should make them fade in. Hey, they did fade in. That's excellent. Oh, including their contents. Oh, great. That is great. Yes. That's what I want. Okay. This is working. This is working. Now, I want to go to the map select scene. Actually, let's just go to all of these and let's get our panels ID'd. I think that's going to be... Oh, I don't need that one. Loading map scene is going to matter. So we're going to do panel has an ID. of, what is panel left? And then this panel will get an ID of panel center. Yep, and then if we go to map select, it'll be the same thing. It'll be, just fold that close, twirl it up, as they say. Panel left, and then panel center, once again. Save select. We'll do, twirl that up again. Excuse me, goodness. Panel left and panel center. And then place scene is the last one. So this is going to be panel left and then panel center. But we're also going to have panel right on this one. Hey, what's going on, Liz? How you doing? Thanks for popping in. We are working on my game. I'll actually show it off here in just a minute, but yeah, doing some framer motion stuff with UIs. I didn't realize the stream was on YouTube. I was on Twitch. Like, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I have a whole article I wrote up about switching from Twitch to YouTube. It's a whole big thing for me. But let's see. Are you on my Discord? I think you were at one point. Yeah, there you are. Okay. So I'll just drop it in general and you can check it out. Well, let's see. Do I have... I don't have a great thing. Well, either way, I hadn't been social mediaing as much. I noticed that. I've noticed that. I totally respect it too. Like, it's good to back off every once in a while. Still, and oh yeah, on the Discord. Yeah, I'll send you the link later so that I don't like dox our DMs and stuff. That seems unnecessary. Okay, so let's see if this is working. So my title's gonna scooch over there. Oh, it does disappear for a second. I don't like that. That's annoying. That's a thing. You'll find it. It's just Trezzy.com. It's the top link on Trezzy.com, so it's pretty easy. All right, continue. Oh, it does fade. Okay, so that's the problem. I don't want that to happen. And I think the reason that's happening is because we have panels layout is a layout. But I think it actually needs a layout ID. Whoops. Of ID. I'm on an upswing now. I'm posting about a lot of Resident Evil fanfic. I've seen that. I saw the link that you posted. I've actually got it bookmarked to go and check it out. I don't mess around with a whole lot of fanfic, but you got good taste. So I'll check it out. You like the style of the UI? Thank you. This is actually... So, this is based on... Let's see, Trezzy Studios. Here it is. The original game that Ian and I actually made for JS13K 2020, which is a game jam where you need to make a game based on the theme, but the biggest caveat is that the game needs to be less than 13 kilobytes, and it's all in JavaScript, which is really hard, as it turns out. So this was the game we made. Hey, Peter's here too. Look at that. Look at that. How's it going, Peter? I'm glad to have you dropping in, man. Let's see. Okay. Listen, that one I'm begging people to read is actually just really beautiful writing. Yeah. Well, I got that from the tweet. I got that. I'm excited to check it out. But yeah, so this is the original game called Not Found because the theme of the game jam was 404. So you start it. We've got a bunch of maps. There's also a tutorial mode. So you load up a map, and it's a really simple concept, right? It's Tetris inspired. So you have on the right side, you have these this like tile queue saying, hey, here's the tile that you've got. Here's the ones that are coming. And then you have this timer. And so you can use the arrow keys and move the tile around on the map. Press space to drop it, right? And then the robot is trying to reach. He's automated. You don't control him. He's automated. So he's trying to reach this exit over here. So you need to use the tile queue to build a path to the exit. Generally a pretty easy thing. And then you've got a score based on it. So if we go to like a slightly more complex one, you can see the timer is running down. So now I've got to build the path as fast as possible. And if I start early, I get a bonus for that. Thanks. It's pretty good. Peter, I just stopped by for a couple minutes before dinner. Well, hey, I'll take a couple minutes before dinner. It's okay if you don't use libraries, but I'm assuming you used libraries. Oh, for this game, I did not. For the new game, I'm using lots of libraries. But no, for the original one, we built it all from scratch. It was all straight up hand-coded. Like, the risk of bringing literally any library in was too great because it's just so much extra weight. Like, literally any library is just too much extra weight to be able to use it for game jam, where your game needs to be 13 kilobytes or smaller. So yeah, but this was the original game, and if I go, I can quit and go. Let's see. I guess I haven't unlocked the most complex ones yet. Let's see. We'll just stick that right there, and this goes right here, and this goes over here, and then I'll just ditch that and put this here. And there we go. So he'll make his way to the end. Bum, 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 bum. Next. All right, so here's some that start getting a little more complex. You got tiles that, like, you just need to ditch. Let's see that, and then there's this guy. Okay? And there's usually, like, an optimal path that we've designed, but not always. There's one map that I designed that I think nobody, not even us, has found an alternative, and that's the very last map that we made. So we might grab that and take a look at it here in just a minute. Let's see. I think maybe this and... Oh, yeah. Here we go. All right, he'll make his way. Oh, gosh. Just trying to remember how, like, what the core solutions to these maps were is stressful. Okay, so there's two ways to accomplish this one. There's a, like, very straightforward, like, just use the tiles in the order that you receive them as fast as you can, and that's just how you do it. Way to win it. And then I might have messed this one up already. I actually can't finish it. I have to reset. Let's see. Can I do... Oh, there we go. Oh, that's where it is. Okay. Yeah, I messed up pretty good there. And this one goes, and this one goes. There we go. That's the long way. And there's a way to do it where you get it, like, right around the bottom, but you have to use... I guess you use all of your tiles doing this. Yeah, I don't remember. Maybe it's still using all of your tiles. I don't remember. But the point is, this is the original game. So the new game is going to be very similar. It's going to be a lot of that stuff, but then also there's going to be a lot of like upgrading stuff. So I've actually got a really bare bones game design doc in the repo. Just making a mess over here, don't mind me. But I've got a really bare bones game design doc in the repo, and some of the stuff that I want to add, actually, I guess I could just pull it up, huh? Seems like a plausible thing that I could do, I guess. Let's see, game design, here we go. Yeah, so we've got the characters, or the engineer, which is you, the player, the debugger, which is the robot, and then the system, which is just the world in which you operate. There's some basic story stuff, but new features. We're going to do the classic Tetris-like gameplay. Exclamation point mess. I need to get a bot set up in here. I don't have one right now. Like my first couple of streams on YouTube were all about trying to get literally anything working with the YouTube chat API, and it is impossible. It's terrible. I think we've talked about it on every stream, so I'm not going to dive in too deep, but it's awful is the point. But yeah, add sounds, so basic stuff, cutscenes, new goals and obstacles. But the cool thing, one of the coolest things that I'm really excited about is adding an upgrade shop, so you can actually upgrade your debugger robot. with things like alternate pathfinding algorithms. So you can use, like, we'll probably start off with like breadth first or something. So something not particularly efficient in most circumstances. And then you can purchase like the Dijkstra algorithm or the A-star algorithm, or like bidirectional versions of some, you upgrade some of those algorithms to bidirectional versions. And the really fun thing is that if I do a good job on level design, then there will be some levels where, like, on one level, A-star is the best way to solve it, but on another level, Dijkstra is the best way to solve it, right? So there becomes like a speedrun aspect where you're trying to figure out the absolute fastest way to solve it. And I'm pretty excited for it. I'm pretty excited. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But we'll see. There will be a lot of playtesting. The plan right now is just get the basics working, like get the original game back to full functionality, and then sort of go from there. But yeah, okay, so we're working on layout stuff. And yes, I do say that the panel layout is a layout, Liz. Okay, so it's a layout, but I need a layout ID on it, and the reason for that is because the div here is actually what disappears. So when this disappears, the content I don't think matters, right? So what I need is in my scene manager, which is down here. This, I've already got some stuff in here. I've got animate presence from Framer Motion, and that's got a couple of things set up. But this is the thing that I really need to get working. So I think what I'm going to do is go into the actual scene component, because this is animate presence, but it's not. Oh, maybe I need to wrap this in a motion div. Whoops. That is also a layout. Whoops. Let's import motion. Oh, it's right here. What? Bazile's dropping in? What is this? It's like all the people from the old days when I used to stream on Twitch. It's been so long since I've seen so many of y'all. I'm so happy you're here, Bazile, Brian. We're just gonna stick with Brian because that's what it shows up on my screen. But how are you doing, man? How's like school and music and all the stuff? Hopefully it's going really well. Okay. So we've got our scene manager, and I've wrapped my component in a motion div that is a layout. And so in scene now, what I think I need to do is add a layout ID of scene. Now, I don't know if this is going to do what I want it to do, but I'm hopeful. Okay, so that's going to be wonky. It's all going to fade in. If I hit continue, oh, it sort of fades a little bit, but it's not quite the same. And the size changes. So it's transitioning between screens now. So that is a plus. That is a plus. I feel like maybe it needs to be like layouts all the way down. I don't know. I'm not positive about that. Just sort of guessing, but maybe. Let's see. Continue. Yeah, that doesn't seem to have fixed anything. Okay, let's just get rid of that. Let's go to... let's see. I had a thought in my head about how to fix... Oh, right. Excuse me. So we've got a wrapper around everything with this motion div. So we're going to need to add like an ID. What's that ID going to be? I wonder. Scene wrapper seems reasonable. I remember this game. Yeah, that's right. You were around when we built this. This is actually version 2. I decided to rebuild it from scratch, and so Ian has been helping me out a little bit with it, and yeah, I'm excited for the future of it, because there's a lot of cool stuff I want to add this time around. It's great, loving every day, and of course, still pumping out the jams. Glad to see you, though, especially on YouTube, my preferred platform. You are the first person that has said that YouTube is your preferred platform for like streaming stuff that I've encountered, anyway. Yeah, like... almost everybody's been like, yeah, Twitch is better. And I can see a lot of reasons why it is. But like, I also am working towards getting actual content on YouTube, like static content on YouTube, which is going to make a big difference as well in terms of people coming to the stream. So all sorts of wild stuff. But it's interesting that YouTube is your preferred platform. Okay, so we've got our scene wrapper. I need to add some styles for the scene wrapper so that it'll take up all the space that I want it to take up. We'll just do this. In fact, we'll just do this. This is going to be way easier, I think. Okay, so that's width-wise, but not height-wise. So scene wrapper is inside of whole pixel container. Oh, because I need whole pixel container. Let's see, I think I need... What do I need? I need flex grow. Flex grow 1. Let's see if that helps. Nope. Still too short. Okay. This whole pixel container should be display flex, yep, and stretch the contents. Scene wrapper. Oh, scene wrapper also needs to do that. That's the issue. I don't really have a good reason behind it, so probably not the most reliable data. I mean, that's valid. But just like personal preference is important too, right? Like that has an impact as well. So, okay, let's create scene wrapper as a separate thing. Down here, we'll go on components, new scene wrapper.sass. Do flex grow 1. I think we just do that, and then we'll do display flex, and then align items stretch, and align content stretch. And then we need to add this to our main app.sass down here in components. So scene wrapper. Hey, there we go. Now we're taking up the space. Okay, we've got to fade in. Ah, we've still got to fade between, and I don't like that. I don't want that. So I wonder if I need to do the animate present stuff. So the way that it's supposed to work, actually, I feel like I've just had an epiphany in my head. I am doing this like completely the wrong way, which is 100% unsurprising. Let's just close all the things right now. Okay, so I have all these layout IDs and stuff in the panels. I think what I want to do is actually go into the panel and remove this. And I'm actually going to move it further up our stack for now. So we have a scene, which has a layout ID. Yeah, and I think if I do this, if I do animate and then initial, key needs to come first. Yeah. So now I think our scenes might actually fade. And then if I hit continue, it's still fading. Darn it. I thought I had it figured out, and clearly I did not. Okay. Okay. Okay, that's fine. It's fine. Let's see. If I go to my scene manager, and then maybe we can ditch the scene wrapper. Maybe that'll work. Let's find out. I obviously don't entirely know how this stuff works. I am fumbling my way through Framer Motion because there's a lot of the stuff that I'm trying to do is just not documented the way that I would expect it to be. Like, the thing that I feel like is missing from Framer Motion the most from their documentation is like nested animation handling. Like, there's just not a lot of content about it. Like if I have, like in this case, I have buttons, right? Those buttons I want to animate. They are inside of a button stack, which is inside of a panel, which is inside of a panel layout, which is inside of a scene, which is inside of a scene manager, right? And like all of that stuff is going to change as the screens change. But, like, I need the animation stuff to propagate across screens, and that's been difficult. Clearly. So I removed the animation from the panels. That's fine. Let's see. Yeah, this does the fade thing again. So how do I get it to not fade when I go from scene to scene? Because I don't want it to do that. I don't. Okay. So the way the components are laid out right now, right, is we have, let's just do this. We've got the scene manager, right? And then underneath the scene manager, we have, in fact, let's get even more fancy. Let's do an arrow emoji. There we go. Underneath the scene manager. Hey, welcome back, Ian. So underneath the scene manager, we have a scene. And then underneath the scene, we have a panel layout. And then underneath the panel layout, we have panel. Underneath the panel, we have a button stack. And then underneath the button stack, we have buttons, right? So what I want is, well, the way that it happens right now, right, is if you click on a button, we change the scene. When we change the scene, all of this gets unmounted, and then a new scene gets remounted, right? So the way that Framer Motion claims to work is I should be able to wrap everything in this animate presence. Hang on. Actually, what if it's the exit before enter? I wonder if that's the issue. Nope, that's not the issue. Okay. So what I want from that then is I want, if the scene changes, I actually don't want the scene component to like fade out and then fade back in. I want it to just exist, right? And so that's not happening. Actually, important question is there an exit animation or just an enter animation? I think it's just an enter animation. So it feels like animate presence isn't actually doing what I think it's supposed to do. Okay, let's pull up those Framer Motion docs for animate presence. Because this is supposed to be the crux of it all, right? Animate components when they're removed from the React tree. Animate presence allows components to animate out when they're removed from the React tree. It's required to enable exit animations because React lacks a lifecycle method that, 1, notifies components when they're going to be unmounted, and 2, allows them to defer that unmounting until after an operation is complete, for instance, an animation. So they show we've got an exit animation on. Oh, maybe I need to add an exit animation. Maybe that's why it's not showing up. Let's find out. I don't think that this is the issue, but we'll try it and see. So if I do this and refresh, it should fade in. And then if I hit continue, nope, that's just straight to an enter animation. Okay. So I still believe that the issue is that animate presence is not doing what I expect it to. Not necessarily that it's wrong, but that it's not doing what I expect it to. So animate presence should be wrapped around motion stuff, and it should be able to just do its thing, according to this. Unmount animations wrap one or more motion components with animate presence. This enables the use of an exit prop, which can define a state for the component to animate to before it's unmounted from the DOM. Note, child motion components must each have a unique key prop. Oh, so animate presence can track their presence in the tree. Well, that might be part of it. I didn't realize that was a thing. Okay. So scene. Well, it does have a scene, though. But the ID actually changes. So maybe that'll help. I mean, this is shotgun debugging. Like, I have no idea what's actually going to fix this. Not that. Let's see. Yeah, because we have scene manager and scene.component and a scene.component. Let's see. Will always be one of these scenes. Top level of it is a scene component, which is this guy, which is a motion component. But I wonder if maybe that's part of the issue. Because this is what I was saying. Like, the Framer motion docs do not cover the nesting very well. Like, the way that they talk about stuff, it seems like things are generally expected to be like, okay, animate presence, and then whatever element it is, whatever motion element it is going to be directly underneath or a direct child of animate presence. It's not going to be like inside of a custom component or something. In React, changing component's key makes React treat it as an entirely new component, so the old one is unmounted before the new one is mounted. So by changing the key of a single child of animate presence, we can easily make components like slideshows. Okay. Multiple children. Animate presence works the same way with multiple children. Just ensure that each has a unique key. And they will animate in and out as they're added. Okay. Suppressing initial animations. That's the initial equals false. If a motion component is set to initial false, it'll start in the state defined in animate. So that's basically like when this all loads up, like it should immediately be opacity 1. It should not start in opacity 0 and then fade in. Which also isn't necessarily what I want, but if we can make that happen, then at least we know we're making progress. So let's keep on going. Animating custom component. Oh, hey, maybe this is part of it. I think I've read this actually, and it didn't seem to help. The children of animate presence can also be custom components. The only requirement is that somewhere within this component is at least one motion component with an exit prop. Okay. Okay, so it doesn't even have to be a direct child there. Like, it's just in it. Oh, but I need a key on the custom component. Oh, I wonder. Huh. I wonder if that's what I need to do, is like, for all of my scenes in my scene manager. Where's my scene manager? Over here. They're initialized. But maybe... Huh. Well, let's see. I don't feel like keying these guys is going to do what I want it to do either. I don't know. Maybe it will. Let's just try it. Let's just try it. Let's see what happens. See if anything changes at all. Well, it faded in. And it's still crossfading. Oh, hang on. There was an exit animation, though. So it's going to fade in. And then continue. It fades out before it fades in. Hey! Okay. Okay. So that's definitely something. All right. So... Huh. Okay. Okay. So how do I use that to solve my other problems? That's the next question. So we're keying our scenes, which 100% means that when they transition, they will act like they're the same thing. But I actually kind of want them to not do that. I want them to act like they're the same thing. So let's refresh. See what happens when they all have the same key. Yep, we're back to this. Okay. Okay. Huh. Well, it's definitely something. Like, that's progress. We've made something happen. And I think that means that I can ditch the scene wrapper concept, so that's good. So let's just get rid of this whole SAS file. Okay, there's that. Done. Now, I think what we're going to do is get rid of this and this and this. And this. And in fact, just make it not a motion component anymore. I don't know. Like, this may completely bork everything downstream, but we're going to find out here in a second. Oh. What? What? That doesn't feel right. Okay. That feels wrong. What? Well, I clearly broke something. Don't bork it. It's too late. I think I have. I think it is. Oh, no. Okay. So is the issue that I now do not have animation properties on this? It is. Huh. That feels weird. It is straight up not there. Well, that's just not right. What? What? What in the world? Okay, let's try just getting rid of initial. Okay. Exit. Okay. Completely gone. If I put exit back on, just exit. Exit brings it back. What? I am so confused. Okay, what if we just say initial opacity 1? That doesn't do it. What? I am so confused. Why? What? Okay. Okay. And so if I get rid of these, whoops, including layout ID, and make it not a motion element anymore, is it still busted? It is. Why is it busted? That is so weird. Okay, so if I go back here, maybe if we get rid of these. Well, that was weird too. Now what's happening? So loading gets pushed over here. There is some stuff going down, and I don't know what it is. Okay. Okay. turn that on. Everything goes bananas. Okay. Okay. I'm going to try just ditching animate presence again. Because the thing that I would really like... Whoops. Is if I could just not deal with animate presence at a top level. I could just be like, here, I'm going to wrap like the left panel in animate presence, and that'll just sort of do the thing that it's supposed to do. Like, that would be amazing. So let's just see if we can do that. I'm not convinced that we can, but I'm going to try. This is really neat. You get like a normal skill tree, but each for it's Tina's Tiny Wonderland, right? Is the game that Ian is playing right now. Get a normal skill tree, but each level, it seems, also gives you your typical D&D stat points. Well, that's cool. Oh, because it's a Borderlands game, so you have like a normal Borderlands skill tree, but you also get like D&D stat points. That's interesting. Sounds like fun. Okay, so we are in our title scene. Let's give our left panel some stuff. Let's make it animate X 0, and then initial would be negative 100%. Whoops. Or 100 VW, we'll do that. And then maybe we can add opacity here too. Actually, I don't think we'll need it because it'll go all the way off screen. Let's see if this works. Should slide in from the left side. Definitely didn't do that. Nope. 213 is the order of the words you said. 213 is the order of the words I said? I'm so confused. Okay. Animate initial. Is this where I need to do animate presence, maybe? Okay, so we've got animate presence stuff going on here. And then... yeah, so panel doesn't take these properties by default, so I need to add that. Need to add animate and initial and exit. You said Tiny's Tina Wonderlands. Oh, it's Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Got it. All right, so we'll do animate is animate. Whoops. And then initial is initial. And then exit is exit. Okay, let's see if that has any impact here. Does it slide in from the left? Whoa. Feels like it went the wrong direction, right? That's because it's supposed to be negative. Here we go. Okay, well, that's... I mean, that's cool. I'll say that. Not necessarily what I'm going for, but it's cool. Exit would be that. Okay. And then if we go into the panels, we've got a layout ID in there. Okay, cool. So that should work, at least theoretically. Animate, exit, and initial. So now if I go to continue, it stays. It doesn't move. I think this works. I think we might have figured it out. Okay, okay. Well, this is very good. This is very good. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to create a new component just for left panel, and then center panel and right panel. let's see, left panel .jsx, and we're actually going to move it down here, out of scenes, left panel, okay, export function, left panel, return this. Children. We'll need to close the panel. We need to import the panel. Local imports. Import panel. Okay, what's missing JS dot comment? What all are you complaining about down here? Because it did spaces instead of tabs. There we go. And a JS dot comment will be, let's see, const animate props equals animation animate is going to be this. And then exit. It's going to be also that. And then initial will be the -100 VW. Okay. For each of these will be... Let's get rid of the old stuff. Okay. Crap. There we go. Okay, animate. Oh, right, because that's not in the whatchamahoo is it? So I'll get to that here in a second. Props, and then const children equals props. So we'll destructure that. Okay. Now we're gonna need a prop types. So left panel dot prop types. Ugh, hate that. Equals. Okay. Be children. It's gonna be prop types dot node. Okay, what's the problem here? Oh, default props. Null. Okay. Okay, so left panel renders a panel for the left side of the panel layout with animations. It's problem. Oh, props, right. Params, props. Let's see, it's an object. Whoops. Sorry about that. All right, props. Let's see, we'll add props.children. There we go. Okay, we need to add animate to panel and exit and initial as well. Okay, we're getting there. Tedious, but we're getting there. Prop types dot object, I guess. Could be pretty much any object. And then exit. And then initial. No. Okay. Initial and exit was going to come down here. Okay. I like keeping these things alphabetized. It just ends up making my life easier. All right. Animate. Let's see. State to which the component should be animated. And then we'll do exit. Again, object. So exit. Okay. State to which the component should be animated on unmount. And then initial will be the last one. Initial component state before, from which the component will be animated. There we go. Will. Not should, but will. Let's determine it. Okay. Whew. There's all that stuff. We got scene, play, left panel. Okay, left panel should contain all the stuff that I care about here. So if I come back to the title scene, I can import left panel. I see you. Oh, how are you liking the monitor arm desk setup system thing you got? I love it so much. Yeah, it's really great. The only complaint that I have at this point is that the mic arm I got actually has an XLR cable built into it, so it runs through the center of the pipe. There's no getting to the innards. But I ended up getting a USB mic that I really like, and I don't know that I'm going to be upgrading to an XLR mic anytime soon. So I just have all this extra cable here, like wrapped around. It's kind of a huge pain in the butt, honestly. It annoys me because it's really ugly. But I do really like it. I do really like the arm. Like, this whole setup has been wonderful. It's so versatile. And it's really easy for me to just, like, put everything away. It takes, like, 10 seconds to pack up after a stream. It's so nice. Big fan. Yeah. Okay, so left panel is going to go right here, and then we should be able to get rid of all the rest of this. Change this also to left panel. Okay, does it work? I'm dealing with some cable management issues right now. Oh, yeah? Yeah, I have, like, a couple of spots where I'm a little frustrated with my cable management, but for the most part, I've got this whole space really well managed. Desk looks so nice, but cables, yeah. I know that feeling so well. The only cable left on my desk at this point, for the most part, with my main desk space, like, there's cables that come out of the backs of the monitors and, you know, run into my laptop dock and stuff, right? But the only cable that I actually have running on my main desk space is my keyboard cable. And that I will at some point, I know I've been saying it for like 3 months, but I will upgrade to a wireless keyboard at some point because I really want to get rid of it. Panda says, is this a browser game? So yes and no. It is running in the browser right now. But the plan is to build it in such a way that I can swap out a save manager. And so in the browser version, all saves will be cloud saves, right? So they'll all save back to a central server that I manage. Whereas you'll also be able to run it as a desktop app using Electron, because it is all JavaScript. So you'll be able to run it as a desktop app. And when you're using the desktop app, your cloud saves will also be pulled down as local files. So you'll have access to all of your local saves and stuff. You'll be able to download the cloud saves as well if you want to store them or transfer them, whatever. But yeah, it does run in the browser. It is all JavaScript and such. So, I mean, the short answer is yes. But there's a lot of stuff that I'm going to want to do that I want to do eventually that I don't think I'm going to be able to do in the browser. So it may not be a browser game forever. I don't know. We'll see. Or it might be like partially browser game. And then if you want the other features, you've got to get the desktop version to run. My keyboard and mouse, Liz says, cables are just there. Plus, I have to switch between using work laptop and one monitor and dual monitor for my desktop copy. All those cables plug into an HDMI and USB switch, and it just looks like crap. Yeah, I get that. I am one monitor for life. I do have two monitors on my desktop right now, but they are for completely separate computers, right? So if I'm context switching, like it's going to a completely separate computer. But I am one monitor for life. If I'm using a computer, I'm using no more than one monitor. That's just how it is. But I do have two monitors on my computer, or on my desktop. But what's really great is I've got this setup, right? It's like a sort of a square, like a girder with two support poles. And then my monitors are mounted to the poles. And all of the cables from the monitors and from my mic and everything, the lights on the back of my monitors and such, all the cables run down the backs of the poles and then down underneath the desk. And underneath the desk, I actually have mounted a couple of very long power strips. They're like workshop power strips. And then I also have two like 12-port USB 3 hubs mounted. And so all of the USB cables then run just straight into those. And so I have a nice single cable pipe that runs down the leg and over to the back of the computer. And it's so good. It makes me so happy. Panda says, really cool, man. What type of game is it? Yeah, well, I'll show you. Let's see. Yeah. So this is actually the original version of the game. Ian and I built it like almost 2 years ago now for a game jam called JS13K. And the point of JS13K is to build a game with JavaScript that is less than 13 kilobytes, which, as it turns out, is really hard, especially if you want to make like a really robust game. But this is the one that we came up with. So the theme of the game jam was 404. So we ended up titling our game Not Found. The idea being that like you have this little robot and he needs to get to the exit, but part of the level is missing. It's not found. So you have to place the level. And so you have a Tetris style tile queue over here. And then you can use your arrow keys to move these tiles around on the map and find places to drop them. So I'm going to drop that right there. And the robot is fully automated. So he's going to, or the robot's going to make an effort to try and get from its starting point to the exit. And so that's pretty much it for the original game, right? The fewer tiles you use, the higher your score. The faster you do it, the higher your score. If you can like start it before your grace timer runs out, then you get a higher score. So it's all just a bunch of like score-based stuff. So that's the original game, right? It's just this tile or Tetris inspired map builder or mappy puzzle solver builder game. I don't know the genre. It's a puzzler. It's a Tetris inspired puzzler game. There we go. So that's the original. The new one I was showing a little earlier, I've got a game design doc, a very bare bones game design doc on the repo for it. But this is 100% the wrong thing. Debug game. There we go. So if I pull up this game design doc, some of the stuff that I want to add is like I want an upgrade shop next time around. This is one of the things that are like we had brainstormed about the original game, and there was just no way we were going to have enough space to build it into the game. We would absolutely have gone beyond our 13K. But I want an upgrade shop so you can like purchase upgrades for your robot. And the big one is that I want you to be able to purchase different pathfinding algorithms. So like you start out with a really inefficient one like breadth first or something, and then you end up finding or unlocking or purchasing or whatever other different algorithms you can use, like Dijkstra or A star or best first, breadth first. You can upgrade some of those to bidirectional versions. So there's a lot of really cool stuff that I think you could do, especially if, or I can / will do. So especially if I get really deep into the level design, I'm excited for the prospect of building out levels where like on one level, A star might be the best algorithm for getting your bot from the start to the end as fast as possible. But on the next level, Dijkstra might be a better option. So it's all about like what sort of paths the pathfinding algorithms are best at solving, and then getting it set up to actually do that. So I'm really excited. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. Lots of other cool stuff that I want to add as well. The map editor is going to be a big thing once I've got like all of this UI done and I've got all of the like core rendering done. I'm going to start work on the map editor, because I will be using the map editor to create all of the official maps. And then I want online map sharing, so you can you pull up the map editor, create your own maps, and then submit them to the like game marketplace or whatever, and other people can download them. They don't have to buy them; they just download them. But they can download the maps, and then they can play the maps that other people have made, and then share high scores and whatnot on those. The thing with multiplayer is, like, I love multiplayer. Like, I've been working on MMOs for the past few years. I have not put one out, but, like, the networking aspect of MMOs is the thing that interests me most. And I would really love to figure out a cool way to do multiplayer with this game. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but I think it would be really, really neat as an addition. Because it's not a high. I mean, it might be a high stress game depending on how, like audio design and level design and all that kind of stuff. But for the most part, it's just like a chill puzzler, right? It's not incredibly hard. There's some speed running opportunities, but not a ton. There's there's just a lot of different opportunities. So, like, making it a game that's really easy for you to like text a buddy and be like, hey, you want to come play some debug with me? And they'll be like, yeah, I got like 15 minutes, let's go. And you could just spend a short amount of time playing the game and having fun, right? And it doesn't need to be like a whole huge thing. So that's what I would really love to do, is make it a really good play or really good game for like quick drop in, drop out multiplayer type play. I have no idea what that looks like yet, though. I have no clue, but that is what I would love to do. Maybe a single multiplayer first person to reach and the fastest wins. Yeah, so like not quite Bomberman style. I can't think of a game that actually does that, but it's like everybody gets dropped on the same map and you can see everybody playing at the same time, and it's just like, whoever gets to the end first gets a higher score. Whoever gets the highest score wins or whatever. Simple multiplayer and first person to reach and the fastest wins. Yeah. That's definitely one of the things that I've considered. I'd like to be a little more in depth than that, but I don't know. I'm going to finish the core game before I dig into actual multiplayer stuff, because I don't know. Like, I have no clue what that's going to end up looking like. It could look like just about anything, but I'm excited for it, though. Okay. So, let's get back to this. We've got our left panel should fly in. Yes! And it does. It does so well, too. Okay, so that means that we can go to all of the places that we have that panel. So let's go to the settings scene. Let's update this to left panel. Okay. And then we need to import it. Okay. Save select, do the same thing. Whoops. And import it again. Wait, what? These should all have extensions. Why don't these have extensions? .jsx, .js, .jsx, 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 and .js. Okay. This one has it. This one all has extensions. It's weird that save select does. Oh, because that's one that Ian started on. That's why. That's why it doesn't have extensions. Okay. So we've got left panel again. Let's come on down here and get it used. Okay. Map select. Come on down here. Let's see. Extensions? Yeah, on the save select scene, none of the imports had extensions, but I've been enforcing that all of the imports should have extensions. I wonder if there's a ESLint rule for that, because I would love to like enforce that one. Anyways, which scene was I on? Okay, this one's left panel. This one's not yet. There's that. And then here. Okay. And that should be everything. Okay. They should all be updated to left panel now. So refresh. And it should do its stuff. Oh, no. No! Don't do it every time. Oh, no. I don't want it to do it every time. Okay. Why is it doing it every time? So, if you make a rule, can you make it also force them to not have extensions as a config option? Yes, absolutely. Okay. I'm more hoping that there is a rule that already exists and I don't have to make anything. But we'll see, I guess. Okay, so we've got the left panel has an ID getting passed into the panel, which should be set as a layout ID, right? Yes. So our div has a layout ID, and that should not change. So, oh, do I also need to add a key to it? Key. Make that the ID as well. It needs to go at the top. Maybe that'll fix it. Let's see. That was an extremely monkey paw solution. Wait, what was a monkey paw solution? What did I miss? Why is it? Oh, because I fixed it and now it's doing things that I don't want it to do. Yeah, it's very, it's not awesome. It's okay though. I can do it. Oh, we've only got about 15 minutes left on the stream. I've been, I guess, just moving along. I think I spent like the first half hour just eating sushi. But just a quick reminder for y'all, if you haven't already, go down below the video, hit the like button. I know it doesn't seem like a big deal, but it is free for you and helps me out a whole lot. The more likes we get, the more people will see it. The more people see it, the more they're going to come to the stream. The more people come hang out on the stream, the more fun I have, and I imagine the more fun most of you have too. So make sure to go hit that like button. Hit the subscribe if you haven't already. Okay, let's see. How do I get this to animate like this? No, not every time. Yeah, exactly. Free scroll mouse on the shop goes, wee! You're still playing Wonderland. I believe if you want to see this game later, I'd be down to show it off. Maybe, Ian, after I get done with the stream, I'm going to be going to help get my youngest down to bed. But you did, Liz. You missed sushi. This is the remains. I did already demolish the sushi. It was very good though, and there's some ginger here. Yeah. Oh, it was very good. This is very good sushi. Okay. So, yeah, this is way too much. So I think, what are the words that I'm trying to say right now? I need to change like the springiness. I don't remember what the properties are for that. Type spring stiffness, but that's not the one. There's another one. Let's see. Spring. Actually, let's look for stiffness. Maybe it'll be like sitting right next to it. Velocity, mass, damping. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so it's in the transition. I'm gonna have to mute the stream. Game Story just picked up. All right, Ian. Okay, so I think if I just go up to my animations in here, I could just add it to each of these. Damping. Let's see. Their example is like 300. So let's set 300 and see what that does. If anything at all. Okay, it doesn't seem as bad. Let's add some stiffness to it as well. And what's their example amount? Stiffness, like 50, okay. Okay, that's not as big. Let's turn the damping up some more. See what we got. Let's crank the stiffness up, because I don't want it to go nearly as far as it's going. Let's crank it way up. We'll 10x it. It doesn't feel like this is having any effect, actually. That's my impression. Yeah, it feels the same to me. I feel like these are not doing what I want them to. Well, I'm thinking of it. If I do show you, remind me to show you the character creator. It's next level. Okay. All right. So what if we... Let's just go, like, absurdly high. 20K. See what happens. Yeah, this is having no effect. Okay, cool. Cool. Now that I know... I don't have to worry about it anymore. Okay, so instead of type spring, can I do inertia, miscellaneous? No, that's what I want. Oh, hang on. Target. Object specifies values to animate to. Each value may be set either as a single value or an array of values. May also option contain these parameters. Optionally, I assume it means. Transition and transition end. Oh, maybe that's what I need? Instead of just having them like this, they would need to be in a transition key. Let's find out. Oh, there we go. Now it's working. Okay, that's what the issue was. So stiffness like 300, damping 300, and actually we'll change this back to 50, like the docs showed. Let's refresh and see what we got. Okay, so there's basically nothing happening now. Let's turn the stiffness way down. I feel like the damping might be having too much of an effect. Turn it down to 1. What if I just take these off completely? Whoops. Okay, so setting it just to 1 is enough to make it, like, not work. Okay, let's try just damping at 1. Let's try just stiffness at 1. Setting literally anything in here basically ruins the springiness of it. It seems like. Let's do, excuse me, duration of 1. That should slow it down quite a bit. Oh yeah, way too long. 0.5. 0.25. Be pretty fast. Yeah, I don't hate 0.5. Okay. So, got all this stuff going on. And there's an animate presence in somewhere. Where's the animate presence stuff? Ah, right. Change this to debug. I renamed the folder just before I started the stream. Oh, about 8 more minutes. Okay, so it's in title scene. Oh, so I probably need to add it to the other scenes then. I mean, that makes sense to me. Actually, what if we add it, instead of putting it in here like this, what if we instead add it to scene? Like this. We'll import it. See if we get exit animations with that. Nope, still no exit animations. For a second, I thought you said anime presence. I don't even know what that looks like in anime. Okay, so there's no exit animation right now. So I feel like I probably do need to put it then into the scenes. I could be wrong. I honestly have no clue. Let's try just putting it in the panel for now. See if that works. I am quite sure that it won't, but it doesn't hurt to try. Let's add the key, right? That's going to be important. Panel left. Still no exit. Okay. What if we do math.random? So it's always different. What? What was that? Still no exits. Okay. Why not? Why? There's a panel with an ID, so it has a layout ID. Oh, but it's not in a layout. That could be part of it. Need to fix that. Okay. Oh, but it is in a layout. Maybe animate presence needs to be on the outside of the layout. Let's see. Let's try panels layout, where we've got layout. Okay, and let's wrap that in animate presence. Fix tab on this. Get the import going. Right. streamer. Oh my gosh. I can do this. I can type, I swear. Oh, whoops. There. I got it eventually. All right, so we've got animate presence up there now. I'll refresh again. There it comes in. Still no exits, man. What the butts? This guy doesn't have a key. Still no exit animation. Left panel has exit here, and the exit is being set on panel. It's being set in here. It is. So exit animation exists. Oh, do I need to add the exit before enter thing maybe? That could be it. About 4 more minutes. Exit before enter. Let's see if this has literally any impact. Nope. I need a framer motion expert. That's what I need. What the butts? Why? Why does it not work? I wonder. I'm gonna hunt down a framer motion expert before the next stream because I really want to figure this out. I want to know why. I want to know how. That's what I want. I want to understand how this stuff is supposed to work because it does not work the way that I expect it to work. So we got a layout ID. Maybe animate presence needs to be inside the layout. I mean, this is 100% shotgun debugging. Like, there's no reason. Still no exits. Okay. Well, we are pretty well at the end of the stream, so I'm going to go ahead and call it on the code for now. We made some progress. Not a ton. Not nearly as much as I would have liked to have made in 2 hours, but we made some progress. We definitely got an animation working, even if it's not necessarily the animation that I wanted to have working. But it's a start. It's a start. I'm not angry about it, at least. So there's that. But anyways, one more reminder, if you haven't already, make sure to go down below the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It's free. Just saying, it's free. Has very little impact on you, but it has a huge outsized impact on me. The more likes the video gets, the more people see it. The more people see it, the more people come to the streams. The more people come to the streams, the more fun it is for me, and hopefully the more fun it is for you too. And subscribe if you want to make sure you don't miss a single stream, or when I finally start posting my static content, which I've been recording, and I'm very excited to start putting out soon. But yeah, thank you all for coming and hanging out. As always, it's been a great time. I really enjoy having you all. Also, if you aren't already in there, you should make sure to come join the Discord server. I'm putting the link into the chat right now. Discord. There we go. Yeah, so join us on Discord. Make sure to come follow me on Twitter. Yeah, and hopefully I'll see you around soon. I do stream every Thursday evening at 6 p.m. Central Time. So make sure to set your reminders. Come hang out. I'll always be here. It's been real. It's been fun. And it's been real fun. See you soon.